Hello my beautiful friends. Another day, another full face of makeup. Today we are gonna do a full face of makeup with makeup that I haven't tried before and some makeup that are newer to the market. I'm sorry if you are hearing my dryer. I'm traveling for 3 months, so I have to push everything in one day. I apologize if you hear it. As you can see, I have a full basket of makeup that I haven't tried before, or there are some that I have tried 1 or 2 times and I want to try more and form my opinion. I loved using these two yesterday on their new foundation, so I'm gonna do the same thing today as well. I do not have anything on my face right now. This is the Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum and this one is the Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. This one I think is a two-faced serum oil. Yesterday I applied this one first. This is the consistency. I loved using it yesterday, but I actually think I like their moisturizer more, for my dry skin at least. This is an actual moisturizer with the consistency of a moisturizer, but it is very lightweight and it feels silicone-y on the skin. Perfect for under the makeup. Hopefully the foundation I'm using today works with this. I think the foundation, it's more like a matte foundation. I'm gonna first use this Caliray color corrector. I have a few of these with me so I can use them more and I can let you guys know if I like them. So far I think they are good quality and they have a good color correction. They are a little bit more watery than I expected, and unfortunately there are only 3 shades in this one, which the first 2 shades I think work for me the best, but I sometimes have to mix them together. This is the Caliray Hideaway Brightening Under Eye Color Corrector. I have colors Dawn and Golden Hour and also Daybreak. Dawn and Golden Hour are the ones that are better suited for my skin. Dawn is fair with pink undertone. Golden Hour is light with golden undertone. We also have tan with cool undertones, which is gonna be Daybreak. I think my shade would be Pale Sun, especially since I am a more like olive tone, yellow toned skin tone. This is the mix of 2. This one is color Dawn and this one is color Golden Hour. This one, as you can see, this is the one that is best suited for my undertone, but when I mix them together, it gives me a better color correction. That is why I think Pale Sun is gonna be a better shade for me, because Pale Sun is between Golden Hour and Dawn. The reason I'm gonna do this first is because I picked up these 2 from About Face. This is their foundation slash concealer. It is called Skin Focused Foundation, the Performer. I picked up 2 shades. One is shade F2 Olive, the other one is L1 Warm. I have heard great things about this foundation because of the shade range and because of the olive tones, so I wanted to try it obviously. I'm gonna try it both as a concealer and as a foundation, so I wanna color correct a little bit first. I'm gonna use my finger. I think this is a great shade for me, Golden Hour actually. If I want to brighten up, I could pick up Pale Sun, but I think for color correction, this is better. What do you think? I think it is a good color. Usually for color correction, you are supposed to use a color that is closer to your skin tone. Otherwise, it's gonna look grayish. I used this yesterday, mixed both shades together, and it also looked really good. The consistency is very thin, which makes it perfect for the under eyes, especially as a color corrector. This is the difference between the 2 eyes. I think it did a really good job. And since it is thin, I'm hoping it doesn't crease right here, which is my problem area with creasing. Not bad. I like it. I think the reason I'm liking this a lot is because it is very thin. That is the most important thing in color correcting, because you are gonna apply concealer on top. You usually apply too much when you're applying both, but this is helping with the creasing and everything since it is very lightweight and it also is very glowy. I got the camera closer so that you can see. This is how my under eyes look like right now. Now let's get to these two foundations. As I said, this is the About Face, the Performer Skin Focused Foundation. I think this is a great shade match for me. Color F2, especially for my winter fall skin tone. It is interesting, shade L1 looks a little lighter to me, but that is just because of the undertone. This is light 1, which is light with warm undertones. And this one is F2, which is fair with olive undertones. The next olive tone after F2 was more like a medium, light medium shade, and it would be too dark for my skin right now. When I get closer, you can see the olive undertone of F2 better. I usually can get away with yellow toned foundations, but if they have a little bit of olive undertone to them, they usually work better for me. But it is very hard to find a true olive undertone foundation. I'm actually gonna use F2 all over my face first. I'm gonna use the doe foot to apply the foundation. I know it is not very sanitary, but this is how the foundation is, so I'm gonna just use from the applicator. It might be a little bit too light all over the face, but we'll see. I'm actually gonna use my sponge. I washed this one last night and it still has some dampness to it. That is enough for me usually. I just wanna see how this applies with the sponge on one side. I think this is a good shade for me. This is a lot thinner than I expected. It looks exactly like my neck and my ear area. This is a very thin foundation and it is actually more hydrating than I thought, or maybe it is the Merit primers that is making this foundation more hydrating, but I like it. One side with a sponge. Now let's try brush on the other side. Let's use what I usually use. This is BK Beauty 101. About Face products usually surprise me at how good they are. I also feel the same about Half Magic Beauty. I don't know why more people aren't talking about this foundation. This looks beautiful. I will obviously update the description box if anything out of the ordinary happens, and as always I will use this one more and let you guys know in future videos about my final thoughts. I stopped my tretinoin for a while because I feel like my skin barrier was getting angry, and I started using retinoids over the counter ones like this one from Remedy. This is Remedy for dark spots. It has retinol, but it also has a lot of acids in it. If you haven't seen my skincare video, go watch that one. I explain about it in that video. I really like it. I have stopped using tretinoin for a little bit because I want my skin to get a little better before I am traveling out of the country. I want to build my skin barrier before leaving, and I don't want any disruptions in my skin barrier. This is the foundation all over the face. Let's use the light one as an under eye concealer. This is a problem I have with doe foot applicators in a foundation. When you take them out, you usually get like splashes of foundation all over you, and now it's on my jeans. I'm gonna apply a little bit of light one on the back of my hand and use the sponge. This is the AOA Studio sponge, which is my most favorite sponge of all time. And I'm gonna apply this under my eye. Not that I need more, but I just want to see how it looks under the eyes. Even on the back of my hand, it looks really good. I do like a yellow concealer under my eyes because it usually makes them brighter. But for all over my face, I prefer an olive tone. This is looking good. By the way, I picked up the new Victoria Beckham Beauty foundation in the other shade that I was telling you, in color 3 Fair Light. In my video when I was trying it out, I had color 4, which was a little bit too dark. I have to say, I hate their shade range. They do not have a good shade range, and for such an expensive foundation that is an actual foundation, it is not a skin tint. It has a lot of coverage. This is not a good shade range at all. They need to do a lot better. I don't have a new brow gel, but I have been trying this Half Magic brow gel. This is called Grippie Brow Sculpting Gel. This is how it looks like. I like the spoolie. The gel is not very thick, but it is not very gooey either. I have been trying this one out. I think I like it so far, but I will let you guys know in the video I'm gonna make about brow gels. If this is one of my favorites so far, so good. I'm gonna do very easy eyes today. I'm gonna use this new Creal Express Up Creamy Kajal Longwear Liner. This is color Everyday Taupe. It has a brush on one end and the pencil on the other. This is a very creamy pencil. I haven't used it yet. I want to use it all over my eye. Not like all over. I want to use it as like an eyeshadow, but also an eyeliner. There is something in my mind. You'll see. This seems to be very creamy and very easy to blend. I decided to pick up the taupe color because I have a lot of brown eyeliners and I usually don't use that much of a black one, and I think this was a good decision. Now I'm using the brush end. It is a little bit lighter than I thought. It doesn't look bad. Cute color, very easy to work with, but we have to see how much it stays on. The brush end is very helpful to like smudge the eyeliner and to make it sharp at the end. A little bit under the eyes. This is the BK Beauty 203. Let's apply it inside the eyes in the waterline too. I usually don't do this, but I'm in the mood today. And this is a lighter color, so it's not gonna show up too much. Alright, this is the difference. I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully repeat this on the other eye and be back. For my mascara, I'm gonna use this Persona Cosmetics black mascara. Apparently this is a tubing mascara and I think it is a recent launch, not like very recent, but this is newer to their collection. I think, I'm not sure. This is the wand. It has a plastic wand and it is not very flexible, which I like. Everyone says a lot of good things about this one, and it has a brown too. I'm using the longer side. This is a little bit drier than I expected, but it is looking good. But since it is drier, it can get clumpy, so be careful with how much you use. This is with one coat, and you can see it is giving me a lot of drama, which is why I'm saying this is a little bit drier than expected. Usually with new mascaras, they are a bit thinner, and when you open them, they get drier and clumpier over time. This is a little bit too dry for a new mascara, but it is looking good right now. If it takes a while for you to finish up a mascara, I think this is gonna dry before you get to finish it up and look very clumpy. It is so black that it is making my eyes look lighter, and I think it is the combination with the eyeliner too. For my blush, I'm torn between these two. Let's see which one looks better. This is the new Glossier Seamless Cheek color in the color Gale. And this one is the new Cool Tone blush from Phytosurgeons in the color Plume. These are called Skin Spark Cream blushes. Let's see which one looks better with this makeup. Plume looks to be very cool toned. I don't know if it's gonna look good with this makeup. Let's see Gale. This is Gale. I think I'm gonna go with the Glossier one in Gale. I'll use the Phytosurgeons one in another video. I love their blushes. This is the packaging, super cute packaging. It is a plastic though, not a very high quality plastic, but it doesn't look bad. It is not heavy at all, and I think these are refillable. It seems like it has something sticky at the back, so even though it is refillable, it is very hard to take out. I'm gonna use this brush from TNLJ. They are an Australian brand and apparently they don't ship to US anymore. These are very close in consistency to the MAC Glow Play blushes, but I think these are a little bit more matte. That's how it feels like. This is a little bit brighter than I thought. It looked like a very neutral nude color in the pictures, but it is a little bit brighter than that. Alright, this is Gay from Glossier. I like it. Nothing new, but it is a cute color. I still prefer my MAC ones. They are a lot easier to work with. These are a bit drier than I like. If the MAC ones were a little bit too glowy for you, try these. These are a lot more matte, and I think these are better suited for those who have oilier skin. Well, as per usual, I forgot to hit record. I applied the Glossier blush, as you saw. For my bronzer, I applied this bronzer stick from ColourPop in the color Laguna Beach. This is a very creamy bronzer stick. I don't know what I have been waiting for. I was mentioning, I feel like because of their packaging, we are not giving them enough credit, but they have great quality products in more like cheaper packaging, which is why their pricing is lower than other products in the market with the same quality. I really like this bronzer. I applied it all over my face. I also applied it on my cheeks a little bit because these are a little bit more matte and they also are a little bit brighter than I like. So I went over with my bronzer stick. And I feel like this is looking really good. Then I went over with my foundation brush and cleaned up everything. I'm gonna apply a little bit more of the bronzer on my forehead so that you can see the color, not that I need it. You see it is a very neutral bronzer color and it blends out very easily. So it is very beginner friendly, mistake proof. It is very glowy too. I like it better like this than having that orange blush on my cheeks. For my powder, I finally picked up the Givenchy powder, the Prisme Libre powder in the pressed version. I decided to pick up the pastel color number 1 because I have number 3 in the loose format. I didn't want to pick up a repeat shade. I just want to see how this will look. I'm gonna do a full face of Givenchy Beauty very soon using their new bronzer, so stay tuned for that one. I'm gonna probably record it today or tomorrow. I'm only gonna set under my eyes because there is a little bit of creasing that happens all the time. Apparently they say this powder is better for us who have dry skin, so we'll see. And by the way, when I wasn't recording, I showed you the eyeliner. The eyeliner stayed put, and even though I had some foundation underneath and I was rubbing it with oily fingers, it wasn't moving around. Oh, this is a very bright color for me. Okay, Givenchy. This under eye looks very blurred. I'm using all 4 shades. This is how it looks like. My problem with Givenchy products is the smell. They have too much perfume in there. Why? Is it necessary? I know that when I had the foundation before, it had a little bit less perfume and it smelled really bad. It smelled like natural ingredients mixed together and it didn't have a very pleasant scent. I understand why they add scent to it, but at least don't overdo it. This is very brightening for my skin. I think I like it better than number 3 because number 3 was a little bit too dark under my eyes. This is giving me a lot more brightness. My under eyes look very blurred. I like this. I think they have redeemed themselves with this powder. Even though people with oilier skin say this is not as good as the loose version. Usually with compact powders, I can feel the heaviness under my eyes when I look at the mirror. For my highlighter, I'm gonna use this NABLA Skin Glazing Amnesia highlighter. I have had these before, I've used them before, but I haven't touched them for a while. These are beautiful highlighters. I recently picked up the color Amnesia, so let's use it together. I rarely use highlighter, and that is because I'm just not a fan of powder highlighters, but this highlighter is an exception because it is so beautiful and it does not show up too much on your skin. Like, it doesn't show up like highlighter, especially after you set your face with a setting powder, which I should have done before my mascara, but it's okay. Do you see how beautiful this is? I also like their glowy blushes, which are from the same line. Those are like blush colors with some glow to them, and I love their bronzers too. If you have watched my videos before, you know I love their bronzer formulas too. This is Sonia G Cheek Pro, perfect for highlighter. A little bit under the brow. Such a beautiful color. I'm glad I picked this one up as well. I think they are leaving Ulta because I've seen a lot of their products on sale and then they disappear and they don't come back. And in 21 Days of Beauty, their lip liners were on sale. There were a lot of things that were in the 21 Day of Beauty category, and whenever I would go to buy them, the day that they were due for that 50% off, they disappeared the morning. I hope they don't leave Ulta because it is very convenient to buy it from Ulta than their website. I'm gonna add a little bit of Cozy from Ciele Cosmetics. This is the Flush and Protect SPF 45 blush. These are mineral ones. I've been liking this shade recently. Since I have a lot of powder on, let's use this Morphe Continuous Prep and Set Mist. I have used the black one, which is the Continuous Setting Mist. This is Continuous Prep and Set. So let's see what's the difference. With the black one, the original one, I always loved that one when I use a lot of powders. It melted everything into my skin. So let's see how this one looks. I love the Continuous Setting Mist. Let me show you. Did you see how fine that was? It smells the same as the original one. It feels the same too. It looks the same. Let me dry it and be back. I didn't use too much, but it doesn't seem to be disrupting my mascara, which I'm happy about. It looks exactly the same as the original formula. It makes your skin glowy. It melts down your powder products. If I wanted to melt down the powder products more around here, I could have applied more, but I didn't want to. I'm gonna actually do something. I'm gonna use this graphite eyeliner from Persona Cosmetics. This is their 24-hour waterproof eye pencil inside my waterline. I think what also would look good was like a burgundy color in the waterline. I don't do this usually because it makes my eyes smaller. Let's use this one from MAC Cosmetics. This is Bronx from their Retro Matte Lipstick. I haven't used this one that many times, but it is a beautiful color. Look at that color. It is very close to the Bronx color from Makeup by Mario, which is the reason I didn't pick up that one. Let's try it. I wanna do a very light application. These matte ones from MAC Cosmetics are amazing quality. Beautiful color for when you don't know what to wear. This looks good with a cool toned makeup, with a neutral tone makeup. It looks good with warm tones. Beautiful color in general, and the quality of MAC lipsticks are everything. All right, my friends, this is the end of this makeup look. I tried to do more like a fall makeup with this full face of new makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, and watching my other long videos. With your support, I can get monetized on YouTube. I can make more videos like this more consistently. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate your very kind comments. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!